Hey guys, after 2 weeks, we finally get the answer that we wanted. It turns out Huck is not dead in the water, but we still don't know where he'll end up. Stick with us. We're going to be breaking down Scandal Season 6, Episode 9, Dead in the Water, right now.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
I really wish I could sing, y'all.
Me too.
Yeah,
if
it's okay.
only. I'll be walking down the street singing.
I don't know if anyone could do it better than Stevie, though.
No.
Right.
He's the GOAT.
Can
He
we
is.
talk about the soundtrack to Scandal, though? Because,
Yes.
literally,
Got the
all you out there,
jams.
please, in a live chat, let us know if you appreciate the Scandal soundtrack, because it's always fun.
Yes.
God.
It
Good
definitely
music.
set the mood tonight and set the tone. And, I mean, the selection's always great. Always, oldies that really just
Make you
just
feel
do
like
it for me.
Yeah.
your parents, but what you know about that? That's what it makes me think.
Yeah.
It puts you in the mood.
Yeah. What's up, everyone? Welcome to our Scandal After Show. Thank you, as always, for joining us. I'm your lead host, Christine Alexis. You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Christine Bean.
Awesome. And I'm Ryann Graham. You can find me on Twitter at Ryan with 2 N's Graham and on Instagram at Instagram.
Hey guys, I'm Parris Rose. You can find me on Snapchat and Instagram at Parris Rose with 2 R's.
Yes, and I'm Jessica Williams. You can find me on Twitter at Miss Jessica WW and on Instagram at Miss Jessica Williams.
Dope.
Guys.
Before we get deep into it, I definitely want to shout out everyone who's live with us in the live chat right now. Thank you for tuning in and chiming in with us. Keep it going. We got Jessica in the live chat.
Yes.
Monitoring
in the live
that.
chat, it's already happening. People are talking. People are excited, saying it's a good episode, throwing out theories.
Ooh.
We appreciate you guys hanging with us. Today was an interesting day.
Yeah.
Oh,
Our
yeah.
Scandal, if you guys were watching Scandal Live, depending on what coast you were on, it was a lot of breaking news,
Yes.
a lot of stuff happening nationally around the world. And so we kind of had to, jump TVs, jump feeds. We were all over the studio watching Scandal, this TV. Okay, wait. So we got to see it all.
Yes.
Yes.
Thankfully.
And we are so ready to talk about it.
For a quick second, I was like, wait, is this a part of the show? I'm a little confused.
Right.
This is a little too real.
Right.
And then
It's
it was.
Christian, actually, on air. Yeah.
Right, so,
Yeah, crazy Thursday. But we're in Shondaland right now and in this world. And we finally get to know more about Huck. I know last week we found out more behind what was going on with Abby's story, but everyone was still on the edge of their seat like, hello, can we find out what's going on with
Right.
Huck? I know he even tweeted out that he got so much feedback on Twitter like, are you alive? Us gladiators could not rest until we
Yes.
knew what was up.
Yeah.
No, yeah, agree. It's like, Abby, it's cool. I'm glad I know what's going on with you, but at the same time, where's Huck?
Right?
No, yeah, it was exciting to see him back. Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Heart-wrenching more so. I don't know if exciting's a word. But,
Yeah. It was like when he took that
Thrill.
breath, I was like, I know that Huck is alive. I'm like, stay with us, Huck, stay with us. And so they dragged it out. I mean, for a second, I'm not gonna lie, for a second, I was like, I think they actually did kill him. When he was
real?
still in the back because he was shot 3 times. He lost so much blood on that hotel floor, and then he can just chill in the back of a car.
yeah, he's Huck.
It's Huck.
Yeah.
I mean, I know we kind of joked about this in just a little before the show about how just Scandal sometimes can be like a soap opera. Like sometimes the drama and just how unrealistic it can be can kind of take you somewhere. So it wasn't far off that Huck could still be alive. Although in my mind I was like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, obviously I'm happy that he's, not dead in the
Yes.
water.
Yeah, oh, the way to plug that title.
Right? Shout out to the writer's room. Good stuff there.
Yes.
But the episode opens with OPA investigating the 2 Live crew and trying to get some answers. And Jake kind of enters and brings it to their attention, finally, that Huck is missing.
Right.
And that kind of sends everyone into a tailspin. What do we know? Where do we go? And what can we do?
I kind of, at that point, I forgot that they didn't know that Huck was missing. So I was like, guys, catch up. You don't know yet? Also, weren't they kind of worried that he wasn't in the office? But, it's Huck. So, and they're grown, so they don't have to, check on them. But I was still like, you guys still didn't know?
Well, no, and I guess I feel like he does a lot of recon on his own, and they knew that he was with Meg, who at the time they had no idea was like the double agent. So like to them, she was just this innocent little bird. So like I get why they were like, oh, he's fine, because why would they? They were so focused on this new information about the 2 Live crew. Like, okay, we need to get these people because they're trying to kill us, and we know we have a mole, but like nowhere where they were like, this is Meg. Meg can't be doing this, because the last they saw her, she was like shaking in fear because Huck threatened her.
And the time frame was short. I mean, it seemed like a lot of time passed, but actually it was that morning that Huck went to go see.
I have to remember.
Yeah,
it's not like a week. It's not a week. Yeah.
The next day, he didn't come to the office today. Like that morning is when it happened, which makes sense too in the timeline of him being able to stay alive, which is pretty good. But honestly, I didn't think that even what was revealed last week about Meg, I didn't think that, or the week before, I didn't think that she was the mole, because it was just something, the way that Sarah, red dress lady, the way that she said to Rowan, there is someone near and dear to Olivia that's always there, like in place to be able to take a shot at her. So I was like, well, Meg is not a part of the team. She's never been in, that circle. Half OPA didn't even know who she was. So I thought that Meg, was going after Jennifer, but I didn't think that she was the mole, because I still thought it was Charlie.
Well, at the end of the, I guess,
just saying.
Do we ultimately know that it was Meg? Like, yes, Meg did stuff, but just because she is someone who's working for 2 Live Crew, it doesn't mean that she was the mole. Like, you know what I mean? The way they work, it seems like they always have So I'm saying, like, it's still possible that it's Charlie or someone else. I'm like, yeah, Meg got taken out, but we don't like. You know what I mean? Like, it's not impossible that they have somebody else.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course. I agree with you. I think it could be someone else. I think that remains to be seen. I think they kind of put a pause on that part of the storyline, and just this week was just about finding out what's going on with Huck. And it seems like next week we won't really know anything either, because it'll be the 100th episode, and we're going to be in an alternate reality vibe going on. So I am still keeping my eye on who that mole is, because that's really going to determine how the rest of the season plays out.
Right.
Because we still need those questions answered to bring everything all together.
And speaking of Meg, I think last week I thought that Meg strategically shot Huck not to kill him, but now it's confirmed that she thought he was dead. Like, she was sure that he was dead, and she finished the job. So I was wrong. I thought she cared for him a little bit, but I guess not.
I know that no love lost there, and I think that she did it in a way to torture him. I mean, she killed Jennifer, like boom, boom, bam. She was dead on the spot. But good God, like, why would you shoot him in enough places?
Because it's a show. They needed to keep him alive. They could
drag him to the car, smile down at him, close it, drive 10 feet away from the edge to have to push the car for about 10 miles.
That's because it's a show.
I
was like, she's supposed to be like an expert assassin, and she's doing like all this crazy hard work.
You could have like driven this and like barrel rolled out.
Yeah,
like there's so many easier ways.
Get it right, drive up to the tip,
and just like, and then just kind of like you wanted to like really. I'm like, why?
She wanted to work her little body.
Yeah. And then I'm like, you didn't see Huck die, so he was ready. Like he was sitting on ready for her.
Yeah.
In the trunk, and he was gonna like strangle her.
Oh, that would have been great.
Kill her. No, but he was in the trunk and took that breath, because like. You're right, Jessica. When we first opened the trunk and she was looking down, like, and he was just like, oh, I was like, oh, he's dead. Like, that's.
I thought he was alive.
Oh, you did? No,
yeah.
There's that.
I still thought he was alive. I'm like, when is he gonna blink? I just knew Huck wouldn't have died like that. So, for this whole time, I really wasn't thinking Huck was dead. I was just thinking, how are they gonna show that he's still alive? That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Well, that brings us to where we were in that desert, remote area that we were, which I don't know where that is in DC.
Yeah, because where are you?
Actually,
I'm not good at geography, but I'm like, I don't know a desert near DC.
Someone in the live chat let us know where this little quarry in DC is. Yeah. Like, I've actually never been to DC. I've been there on a layover, but I just don't know that exists. But
maybe she drove out to Maryland. I don't know.
The DMV area.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's just very, because like, this looks a lot like Arizona. I don't.
It does.
I'll get my map out.
I mean, it set the stage, though.
It did. It looked good. I mean,
it definitely.
T. Marie in the live chat said, but why, with all those whys, why is Huck so trusting of all these randoms?
Yes.
They always F him over, and for him to be a super spy, he's not really on the mark. He's not hitting the mark for her.
You know, to that point, that's something that I thought about just in terms of overarching themes of this episode. There was a really big sentiment about forgiveness and just knowing who each gladiator is and their role. And we kind of got a little bit of that at the end of the episode where Quinn is talking to Huck while he's unconscious and like saying like, why do you always do this? Why is this such a big part of you? Why can't you, you have a blind spot, and when are you ever going to learn, to the point where it almost kills you? And I thought that was really interesting because like all of these characters, I think in this episode had to face something about them that was really hard. Huck was too trusting. Liv is not forgiving. Abby is too consumed with something. You know what I mean? Like, or
That's an idiot.
She's an idiot. She's an idiot.
Consumed with power.
You know, like we saw a little bit of each character flaw and what really makes them them in this episode.
Well, and to Huck's point, I feel like he has that blind spot because his constant battle is this ability to change. And so I think him trying to look for change in other people or like see the good in people is really him searching for the good in him, because I think he still has that battle, and you can see like throughout his little like moments when he was trying to like, he was internalizing how to escape, and like when he was talking to himself, he's still his own worst enemy, and like he thinks poorly of himself. And so I think when he's like looking at those characters who are villains, but in his mind he's like, no, there's good here, I know, I'm trusting, I know that they're good because I want to be good. So I feel that's where it comes from. It all stems from him trying to find the good in himself, because I think he still doubts that, and he still doubts that he isn't pathetic, because like multiple times he called himself pathetic when he was looking at himself in the desert. Meg called him desert in that dream sequence that he had. And so I think it's him trying to overcome the patheticness of him being stuck in B613 mode. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
It does.
And it was surprising because to me it kind of revealed I mean, we know that Huck has his own type of personality, but to me it really exposed how weak he was in a way, how much low self-esteem he has, just because he needed, first off, the encouragement and the support and the uplifting from that dream sequence, but so quickly as it came, he was able to almost give up,
right, because
of negative things that were being said and him doubting himself. And then and even when he, took an air from the water, he's like, live, like he needed that support system.
I don't know. I agree with the sense that like maybe his him looking at himself in those dream sequences was a show of his weakness, but I think the dream sequence where everyone in OPA was helping him, to me that came off as like a sense of family, like the fact that they're still connected even though they're not actually geographically connected. And I personally thought that was like the best scene of the episode or of the season. Period. I think that was Scandal writing at its best.
I liked how they did it too.
Because I think prior to this point, like, I think I said it last week, too, that I wouldn't be surprised if they killed off Huck's character because he had been so disconnected from everything that was going on. And just seeing how far each gladiator has come on their journey and how they've all changed so much, I think that moment was really bringing it back to, like, family. Yeah. They're all still connected. They all still have this connection to him and need to know that he's okay, and they can't do it alone.
And I love that. I love that you call it a family, because I think that is so true. Like, it takes a village to raise someone, and I feel like Huck having that dream sequence was definitely him like looking to his village to escape, to survive, because he's like, when you think about surviving, I think having people that that love and care about you in mind helps you survive.
It's like, who am I doing this for?
Right, and it was like, no,
he always tried to do it on his own.
And then also, I love that because like Olivia called it family too when she was at Abby's throat. It was you turned your back on your family, and I was like, it's true, they are a family, and I love that.
Blue J PDX in our live chat actually used the same terminology. He said, loved how this episode is about coming back to your family, even when you've messed up. Even when you've messed up.
Yeah, and we saw that in various ways throughout the episode, and going back to the theme of just forgiveness, because a family goes through a lot of shit. Things happen, someone may stray, or someone may do things that the family doesn't like, or, you get estranged, but at the end of the day, I think Olivia being the matriarch, I guess, in this whole dynamic, you have to find it in your heart to forgive and bridge the gap when things like that happen.
And also it takes unlikely members sometimes to do it, because Charlie was the one, because she was ready to give up too. And then Charlie had to go in there, and it was weird. Yeah, it was weird of Charlie, because it's like, he's just a strange character. So for him to be the one to go in there, because he seems like the one who's least likely to be like a part of the family. Because even Marcus came back, and I was like, that makes sense.
Yeah, that was cute. That was
I was glad that he was back, and hopefully he sticks around. But I mean, he's been around, but like sticks around with OPA. It was interesting to have Charlie come in, and he was the one to really get Olivia to be like, you know what? No, like it's like, Mom, what are you doing? Like, we need you to push us. Like it's like the oldest kid coming up and being like, hey, what are you doing? I need you to get us all together. And then she did.
I think Charlie was able to do it because unlike the rest of the crew, he doesn't have that attachment to Huck. Like if Huck died, he'd be like, Huck's dead. Yeah. And while others are emotions are fully in it, so they are feeling like completely like nothing. While Charlie can actually analyze and be like, no, this is messed up. Everyone is like defeated right now. Like, let me pick it up. So I feel like he's the only one who really could do that because they're all in their feelings at the time. Yeah. So I just feel like he could be the only one to do it.
No, that makes sense.
Yeah, and you know, I was surprised. I was like, okay, Charlie, you better get your speech on. You better get that. It was weird seeing those words.
You were a Charlie accuser for a long time.
And I still am. And I still am. But it was nice. You know, he was kind of Rowan, you know, ish with the speech, except not with the same confidence and authority. He was like, you scare me. You are mean. You are mean. But can we talk about this dream sequence? Okay,
I definitely want to talk about that more.
Oh my gosh, it was amazing. Number one, it pulled at our hearts from the opening, just seeing them come back, and Olivia is back with her walk.
Oh my God.
She don't have her baby bump anymore. I have been waiting for that walk.
Yes.
I have been
waiting.
Hair blowing, the face fierce. Okay, so she gave me the walk, which I appreciate. But it's like a consistency within the Scandal episodes for them to go through this subconscious daydreaming, you know, needing someone to assist them. So if we go back to when Olivia was kidnapped, okay, in season 4, and she needed for when she kind of dozed off, when she was daydreaming, and she imagined herself escaping, and she woke up in the bed next to Fitz and taking a shower and on the ranch in Vermont, and she was actually still in prison, in the kidnapping prison. Right. She needed Abby. Abby came to her in her dream and handed her or said, you know, don't forget that little piece of the sink that fell off on the ground, and she saw it in the dirt, and she goes, oh, and then she woke up, and when she went to the bathroom, she was like, oh my gosh, that is the piece that's going to help me be free. Yeah. So that part, and then also just earlier this season when Cyrus had, you know, gotten beaten up when he was actually in prison, and he kind of faded into this daydream, you know, illusion where he's like, oh, you know, these things could possibly happen. And then Olivia said words to him that brought him back. So it's like, wow, you know, it's been very consistent with these sequences. Love them, and it really shows the true character in their connections to me, like deep.
I feel like it's like
connections,
real life, because I don't know, at least for me, when I'm at my weakest moment where I feel like, man, like I just can't do anything else, I'm like, what would my mom do? You know, I try to think of like, because I think she's my strength, and I know she always has the answers. So, but I think like, what would my mom do? And no, I'm not daydreaming. I'm not seeing her, but I'm thinking like, okay, if I was my mom or my sister too, like what would they do? And I think the show is showing that type of thinking. That's just my interpretation. But also with Olivia coming back, I'm getting all really deep, but I like that they had her in white again. Yeah. Finally, like showing that she's the gladiator. She's helping. She really is that like pure person that she once was. So.
Also, when Charlie was talking to her, that white hat was in the background.
Yes.
I like the thing was very intentional to like, because she was pacing back in front of her desk, but you could definitely see that white hat, and it's like, all right, you need to put that back on. And I think it was just kind of like a subtle hint from the production team to be like, let's have this here because this is gonna make a statement. So it was really cool to kind of like see that on a subtle level.
Yeah, for sure. Because at that point, she put the wine glass down and she handled her business. She said, "Conference room now." Everyone got in there, and that was just such a pivotal moment to just not give up. And you know, Charlie was right in everything that he was saying. Like even when they've done other like case studies or just cases where they had to cover things up or do anything, they don't rest until they clean up all their tracks and they find the body. Right. Obviously, this was a different situation where they're trying to get their friend back, but they need to find the body. And I think understanding that he wasn't alone, that he was with Jennifer, which was such a great piece, because I thought about that too when Huck came out of the quarry, out of the water, and he still recovered Jennifer's body.
I forgot that was Jennifer's body.
I couldn't see that it was Jennifer's body. I thought that it was.
Like,
Yeah.
I thought that it was like the dream, him pulling his own body out. And
I thought so
for a
too.
second, I was like, I think he's hungry.
You did. You were.
like,
Jessica was sitting there. She was like, he's gonna.
I think
eat
he's gonna
the
eat that body.
I'm like,
No,
okay.
Because okay, let's just but real talk, it was strange how we come back from commercial and they're like, viewer discretion is advised. Like
Yeah, I
ABC
don't know,
put
in the
that
middle
notice
of it.
in the middle of the episode. So I'm like, ooh, something about to go down. He about to eat that body.
It wasn't that late yet, though. I don't think he was that hungry.
Yeah.
I know he hasn't eaten today, but I'm like,
I'm like, they love
how
eating
long
bodies
does one have
this
to
season.
go?
That definitely
There.
piqued my interest, though, because think about the point that he was at that point. You got shot 3 times. You didn't even have enough energy to swim to the corner, but you have enough energy to pull
drag
her out
his
of the
body.
water.
Right.
Thinking
Yeah.
back on it now, like, it piqued my interest, but I didn't understand why until later. It's like, okay, if they can find her, they can find him too.
Yeah.
And I'm
Right.
sure his B613 training kicked in at some point to remind him of that, and I was like, damn, that was so clutch,
Yeah.
Huck, because that was the missing key
Yeah.
to finding him.
It was.
Um,
And you're kind.
yeah, go for
Okay,
it.
you're kind of talking about subliminally how the white hat was back there and da-da-da. But also I feel like not aggressively but very obviously they were speaking about a whole lot of scandal memories, scandal mantra, scandal. I think because we're approaching the 100th episode, they made sure that she was back in white,
Right.
that she
Yeah.
had that wine glass. He was talking about her opera gloves, and she's like, you know, this is, you mess with the wrong gladiator, and you know, they
Yeah.
made all the references. Like I
Yeah.
can't remember all of them, but they made all of the scandal references, all of the scandal references.
It's true, yeah.
in one night. So
And
I
they
was
brought
like,
the team back together.
and they brought
'Cause
the team back.
We haven't seen
Fitz
everybody.
and Olivia
I was
got their
gonna say,
hug on.
I even thought that was crazy that even Fitz got involved, and
Yeah.
you know, think about his long-standing connection to OVA.
Y'all know
He
how I
was
feel
even
about him.
concerned about Huck.
Yeah. I like the
wish.
reunion.
Are you giving us the eye for the shady boots right now?
Oh, we
Or-
can go there. Fitz is not the shady boots.
Is it Meg? Please tell me it's Meg.
Oh my God! There, you know what? Okay, we
Okay.
Yeah,
we
yeah,
we've
go
gone
on.
right on
Jump ahead. Let's get the
into
music.
shady boots.
Are you ready, Boots?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes, we are.
Start walking.
Yes. Oh, shady boots. I like that little breakdown. There's shady boots this episode. There are 2. And
Let's have
okay, so the first one actually, I'm gonna give it to Olivia
Oh,
because
yeah.
when she first walked up to Abby and just slapped her multiple times.
3
I
times to be exact.
died. It was
Her
shady.
cheek was all red.
It was just so cool. I was like,
It was-
it's shady, but I'm here for it.
Yeah,
Like,
Yeah,
I
I'm
so
live
here
I'm here
for it too. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I was like, I caught that line when she said, "You don't think I will grab a chair and work it out on you?" Let's not forget that Olivia has
Exactly.
killed somebody with
Let's
a chair
not.
before. And
Yes.
I'm
Oh
like,
my God.
she did.
Yes.
She
I
killed
didn't
somebody
even
with,
think about
and
that
that's what she was
reference.
saying.
Yes.
Don't think I won't kill you. That's
That's what she was
basically
saying, which
what
is so
she
damn
said.
G.
And I'm
Like,
damn,
Yeah, when she
Olivia.
said that,
Shit.
in my mind, I thought she was just like, okay, I'll strap you down to a chair and slap you up. I didn't even
No.
put
She's
it
saying,
together.
I will
Kill you.
is
That
what
she like
said.
will drop.
I was. She said,
She
work
made-
it out.
And she really wanted to push that reference because she said, "Didn't I tell you, do not cross me?"
Right.
And those were the exact words that she said in that underground room
Yeah,
on
exactly.
season 5 when Olivia took that chair and she smashed into Andrew's head. And
man.
Abby walked in shocked. She said, "I told you,
Not-
do not cross me."
That was 1.
Bam.
There will not be a 2.
Yes,
Exactly.
yes,
And
like,
so
I was like, you
that to
better-
me, I was like, it was shady, but in the best kind of way.
Yeah.
No, it was great. And then the second one does go to Meg because when Meg was laying on the ground and she looked at Quinn and goes, "That's why he loved me instead of you," and spits on her.
Oh, that like
What a shady
what?
moment. So
but you know,
shady.
it is shady, but I really
spat?
think she did it for her way out.
Yeah, she knew
because
she
Quinn
wanted
was
to
gonna
die.
keep
She
torturing
knew.
her and then kill her. So she's
She
like,
knew.
kill me now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no, I
she was
get
smart.
it.
But it was shady,
But
yeah.
it was shady. Well, then, but then ultimately, the biggest shade was when she died with her eyes crossed.
Yeah,
I was like, why?
with that stream of blood gushing, just a
Literally,
gush.
she had like the cross-eyed going.
I was like, why are your eyes crossed?
With that blonde hair.
It was hilarious. I died. It was my shadiest moment.
But
Yes.
that is true though. That's a good point.
Yeah.
She wanted to die.
Yeah.
But my thing is always like, why can't they just tell them? Like, if you're gonna die, can you not give them a sort of kind of peace of mind? Just say
Training.
he's dead. I pushed him off a cliff.
But
I shot him 3 times and left him bleeding.
I feel like for her, it was like if I give them, I mean, even though she was gonna die either way, if I give them information and they don't kill me, my 2 Live crew is going to do worse. And I think that's where her mindset was. It was like, I am going to die here because I know if I tell you anything and I don't, and I do get out of here, I know whatever they're going to do to me is going to be a million times worse. And so her mindset was definitely like, it's like the cyanide pill. It's like, I'd rather take this than deal with.
I'm sure she also just wanted to die with dignity, for
Yeah.
lack of a better word.
Because she is
It's her
evil.
job to
was
do
evil. Yeah.
what she did. So
To me, she was probably the most savage individual besides 2 Live crew in this season, and I don't think she really cared. And I think that stemmed from how she looked over Huck's body, how sinister she was. She really didn't care about anyone at all except
her
herself.
friend Jennifer, how she walked in and she's like, boom, boom, like you pretended to be this girl's friend. I want to see I want them to go back and see how that kind of came about.
Yeah.
How did she just?
Well,
were
I'm
they
saying,
planning
did
it
we-
from that
but I'm
far
saying,
back,
did we
or did they
ever even-
recruit her?
Did we ever see Jennifer and Meg together? Because maybe it's me them not remembering, but I'm like, how do we know that Meg? Because I don't ever remember seeing those two together.
Right.
How do we know that Meg didn't create this narrative?
Jennifer
That
did.
she's my friend, and then because like even when Jennifer saw her, like we didn't see much of a reaction before
Well,
she
no,
killed
she
her.
did. She goes like right to her. She's like,
my
"Hey."
God.
Oh, okay, maybe I was
Yeah.
missing. I just
And
remember her
then-
getting shot, and I was like, I don't think
She did make it like, oh, good to see you type of thing,
Oh.
and
Yeah.
then bam.
Okay.
So when Huck was doing like recon on, remember that call that came through from Jennifer, and then she went missing. And they were trying to find out the missing links. When he went to Meg and found her, it was only from her word of mouth confirming that they were actually really friends.
Yeah, it
She
was
was
right.
like, yeah, she used to tell me about Frankie, and I warned her to stay away. Like
Oh,
it was
like,
all just her planting
talking.
the seeds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm like, sure, they probably knew each other, but like actual.
Yeah,
I
it could have been a
don't know.
class. It could have been a high
that's
school
what I'm saying,
classmate.
like, really? Yeah.
I
Like,
haven't seen her.
that's what I do when people approach me with like, "Hey," I'm like, "Hey,
Hey,
and
you.
I don't be know these people.
Hey, you don't remember your name.
Yeah.
But, in our live chat, Clarence, Kate, they so funny. They been talking about a whole lot of stuff, but he's like, where is Melly? And Carmen Williams says probably somewhere with her hooch.
Oh,
With a bottle of her hooch.
that is.
I
so
want to
true.
think that's like Everclear or like
Right.
or some sort of like
Something worse than
something
probably.
potent, something like some moonshine or
Yeah,
something
yeah.
that's concocted back in the backyard.
Yeah. Since we're winding down really quick before we get to predictions, I want to talk a bit more about just the overarching theme of forgiveness that we kind of were introduced to in this episode. How do you guys feel about Liv kind of offering that subtle olive branch to Abby in the very last scene? Kind of, I don't want to say she forgave her because we didn't get the verbal confirmation, but in terms of body language and the way that was set up, she placed her hand on
Yeah.
her and kind of told her like, it's okay.
I'm with you.
It was a
Yeah.
forgiving. No, I was
It was
definitely her
forgiving.
forgiving her. It was
Yeah.
definitely her. It was. I feel like that was a clear symbol of like,
Yeah.
okay,
How do you
I'm
feel
moving
about that?
forward. I personally feel for Abby. Like, if you would have asked me 2 weeks ago, I'd be like, nope, kill her. She's done. Like,
Yeah.
cancel Abby. But after seeing like how trapped she is, like, I feel like all the things she's doing is very much like she's just trying to get out of the hole she's dug herself. And it's like she's trying to do any and everything she can. And it's just like, it just gets her deeper and deeper in. And so I understand why Olivia forgave her. And I feel like if I were Olivia and I understood what Abby was going through, I would also forgive her, because it's like you don't necessarily want to be doing this. You are also in a situation that you need help with. Does that make
Considering
sense?
even the stakes of what could happen to Huck, you still forgive her?
Huck's alive. He's all right.
Yeah?
He's
What do you guys
alive.
think?
Well,
I'm
I
just
think
playing
that
devil's advocate,
Oh,
guys. Don't
right.
worry. I get it.
Yeah, she was put in a tough situation because she did ask Sarah what happened, and Sarah's like, he's dead. So when she was confronted by Olivia, it was as if she really couldn't say anything that was going to be good news. But my irritation with Abby in this episode did fall when Olivia went to her office and
Yes.
had showed her the papers.
Yes.
Olivia is it. She is the head of anything that you need fixed, resolved. You should have told her. That would have been her out. She should have been
Exactly.
honest at that moment. But because she didn't, she's like, oh, I've never seen these people in my life. You know,
I thought Olivia knew. As soon as she said that, I was like, that's a lie.
Right.
Which we as viewers know, but I'm like, clearly Olivia can see through this BS. I'm
Right.
like, that sounds like a lie.
but I agree. I was definitely like, for Abby. But I do have a empathy for her because she was kind of, and she sacrificed Jennifer. Like I said last week, she sacrificed Jennifer for Cyrus, and that's big because Cyrus is he's in our crew. He is our scandal peep. So we're fine without Jennifer. But I do think that she forgave her and that she should have for sure. For sure.
Oh, see, now I'm switching places. Now I'm the dark one, but I actually don't think she should have forgiven her so quickly because of what Jessica said. In that moment, Olivia, they have an estranged relationship now, but Olivia was actually coming to her for help, clearly looking like, this is my last hope. I need your help. And she did not feel, even in that moment, even after she was told that Huck was dead, to tell her anything that was going on. Now she knows that they both have this same two life crew, that they are, now she knows that she's not alone with this 2 Live crew, that Olivia's also been affected by these 2 people, and she still said nothing. I feel like she wouldn't have said anything until, she wouldn't have.
No, yeah.
Unless they,
caught
this
her.
whole, unless they caught her.
I don't know if
she
was
coming.
Summoned.
Yeah.
I don't know how Olivia walked out. I'm like, did you summon her?
That's what I'm trying to
did
figure out.
Tell the president and then decide I need to tell Liv.
That's what I'm wondering, because that could change things.
But wait, that moment when Liv was like, where do you think you're going? I was like, I know, because she got your iPad in her hand.
I love that's what your mind was.
Yes.
Run me that iPad.
I was thinking she's leaving. What?
Wait, can we talk about that moment? Because Abby immediately scurries into the. I'm telling you.
We both said
if I was Abby, I'd have been like,
when she gave her the ultimatum.
That iPad.
Yeah.
I mean, didn't give her ultimatum. Yeah.
No,
She said,
would've
"Come
run.
here, get killed by Quinn, or leave."
And I said,
And what was
I'm
the
gonna
one?
take
What
my
was
shit.
the
I'm
come
gonna
on in.
tiptoe my ass out of here.
Mama Day from that meme of Mama Day from Big Brother. Come on, walk on in.
Oh no! But I'm just saying, if I was Abby, I would have ran so fast. I'm like, well,
Right.
Yeah.
if dying or maybe not dying is the option,
Yes.
I'm leaving. I'm like, no, what you gonna do, Olivia?
I mean, yeah, she had to know what was waiting for her had she walked in there. I mean, first of all, she got slapped 3 times.
Yes.
That was your first warning.
Yes.
Then you know that Quinn is waiting for you. I mean, did you see the way she lunged over the
Oh
table?
my God, I love
She
that
was gonna
moment.
drag her for filth. I mean, I was kind of waiting for it.
Loved it.
Really? See,
I think Abby deserved a little bit of punishment, a little bit of "we hate you, you almost killed Huck."
You don't think she'll get it? I think
No, she got her forgiveness. I mean, Quinn will
That's
not
what I'm saying.
forgive her.
I think Olivia forgave her,
Yeah.
but that does not mean.
Fitz has,
Quinn,
the rest
yes.
probably have,
Quinn,
but
yeah.
Quinn will
No.
keep it, and I'm with Quinn.
And I agree with you, Charlie. He don't care.
Yeah.
He never
I
cared.
mean, even though Fitz kind of facilitated that forgiveness portion, I mean, he's still just him. Like, since when has Quinn give a damn about what Fitz thinks about anything?
Yeah.
Her personal vendettas trump everything.
Yeah.
And honestly, I think that kind of leads us to what's gonna happen to the fate of everyone involved in this. In our predictions, I guess. Or do you want to go there?
Yeah.
Real life though, if Abby would have tried to turn around and run away, we know how complicated Olivia's elevators are. She would have like open up this door, that one, beep, close the 2 gates. Yeah. She wouldn't have gotten anywhere, realistically.
Funny episode. I thought it was hilarious.
She had the 2 layer of gates that they have to, like, it's so much.
Oh my God.
I'd have tried it.
That's
I'd be like, well,
so
that's where I'm headed.
Yep.
I'm gone. No, yes, we can go into predictions too, but I was just thinking like Quinn showed her hand this episode though, even before she got like later when we saved Huck and all that happened. I'm saying like when she was so stressed about Huck, I was like, you are telling us right now that you are not over Huck, and this is this is not you looking for a friend. This is something else. Yeah, and I feel like
Charlie felt it too.
Noticed it. Yeah, Charlie saw it at the end.
And I definitely don't want to gloss over that fact because that was a poignant part of this episode. Just a little nuance, like subtle things of how much she cared. The sense of urgency behind trying to find him, besides the fact that he's a gladiator, and just even the way that she knew that Huck would put an air.
She knows too much about
the laptop,
the air gap laptop.
She knows him inside and out. She knows his weaknesses. Even Meg knew that was a trigger for her in the very moment. Like Huck and Quinn are so unbelievably tied to each other that it kind of does make me revisit your theory about Charlie, because he's the one who stands to lose from that connection. And I wonder if that will be a motive for other things.
But to your point, what you just said about how connected and how Quinn is kind of in Huck's mind, it's so dynamic, that scene that Quinn was torturing Meg on behalf of Huck, because
and the way
it
that he
rolls
would
back
do it.
To season 3 when Huck tortured Quinn for the first time, and the fact that he actually taught her how to do all of those moves. So it's like, dang, she had to put this in use to save him. Like that was full circle.
I also think a large part of who Quinn is completely wrapped up in Huck. I mean,
Yeah.
because think about way back in her story, her initial introduction into the series, her identity crisis, trying to find her own later after now going from Lindsay Dwyer to being Quinn and finding her place in OPA. She immediately latched onto Huck. And he taught her everything. Yeah. Like, he made her who she is. Like, he pulled her from the deep end so many times.
She was not a killer. Yeah, he made her a killer.
Yeah, and, you know, not to mention their love connection. I mean, it's just so clear as day that those two are just...
And for that same reason is why it kind of, like, hurt me some when she walked in and Charlie's like, well... We don't have any information. And Olivia's like, what did you do? She was like, you just lost her last lead, because it was like she was in an emotional spot. I mean, if Olivia could have only understood what Quinn had to bear to be torturing her. And then I kind of chuckled inside, because I was like, well, Quinn done caused her own drama. She's not going to stick Quinn on Abby now. Abby got set, you know, Abby got a little redemption in that moment of, because she was like, as soon as Quinn's going to come in, I'm going to sick her.
And then she didn't even do it yet. Because she got so flustered about Meg, she didn't even do it.
I was like, Abby got a
little
Marcus
grace. Had to tell.
I think Liv was kind of soft on her. I think she could have dragged her even harder.
Yes.
Dragged Abby or dragged Quinn?
Dragged Quinn. Because in that moment, she was just like, I hope you're happy with yourself. But I know, considering how hard she went to Abby, she could definitely...
Oh, no. I thought she could have been hard on Abby.
Yeah.
Quinn, I know she knew Quinn was hurting. So she was mad, but she knows why Quinn did it. So,
I wanted Olivia to kind of tear down Abby and, like, read her for filth. Like, I want her to slap her 3 times and then read her for filth and then forgive her later.
Yes.
I
wish
worse. She would do that to Fitz and then sit
Can you leave my man alone?
Oh my gosh.
Damn.
Fitz in the back of the car and push him over.
Oh my God. I can't
Well, you don't like Fitz walk?
I don't hate Fitz.
Fitz has that walk. You know, I actually hated Fitz in like season 1 because I only knew that actor from Ghost. Yes. And he was the one who killed Patrick Swayze. So I was like, I hate this guy. But I only see greatness now. He's just so sweet when I look at him.
I only see greatness now.
I think he's fine, even without his eyebrows.
I think he has a charming way. Like,
I think his power is attractive.
He has a nice smile.
But, you know, my Scott Foley.
Okay, he's obviously zaddy, but I digress. But I mean, I guess we can do predictions. I mean, we obviously know
your
next
AFTERBUZZ TV predictions.
Oh, hey.
Thanks, guys. We know like next week is completely off gear from where we are in terms of this. Just trying to figure out what's going on. Sorry, I'm at a loss for words.
No, you're good.
But what do you guys think is the next move in terms of catching the 2 Live crew? Where OPA stands after this? Like, what's next?
For me,
going.
Or about your thoughts on anything else.
I'm just saying. So my prediction, like Jessica, you actually led me to this prediction. When you were talking, when you were talking about the dream sequences, like it reminded me that each one of the dream sequences that we have seen so far have led to a piece of information that is pertinent to whatever storyline is going on. So I feel like what we're going to see next week, it appears to be a dream sequence from Olivia's point of view. Because it's her choosing to say no instead of saying yes to Defiance. And so I feel like whatever comes from this dream sequence is going to be a very important piece to finding out who the 2 Live crew is and how to defeat them. Because every dream sequence that we've seen in the past throughout the series has always led to, this is something I need to know. And I feel like what we're going to see is her just, because... Unfortunately, she's probably going to marry Fitz in this damn dream sequence. And we're going to have to suffer through that. And then she's going to wake up and be like, wait a minute. I don't know what, but I feel like whatever comes from it is going to have her finding 2 Live crew and being on the next step, taking them down. That's me.
That's good.
That is a bomb prediction.
Well, I wish I went first because now I got nothing.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Dang.
That's good.
Should we circle
someone
back?
else? Yeah, someone else.
Yeah, I do like that. So I think that, well, goodness, I guess we talk about next week. Can I just say with Sarah, I'm sorry, she had some lines tonight. Our red dress lady, she had some lines.
She did.
I am a working girl with a dream. As if all these murders are a movement or something. Like she out there marching for a Women's International Day or something. And then another one, she's like, don't ever call me again.
You're annoying.
You're annoying.
Like
so she is hilarious to me.
Yeah.
But so this is what I think could possibly happen for next week. I think that she is going to have this dream sequence, work everything out. They're going to take us all the way through all of these seasons. And maybe it would actually end up the way in the position and where they are right now. You know how sometimes people say, like, oh, if I could change this, I could change that, it would change the outcome. But sometimes when you have a destiny and when things are supposed to be a certain way, no matter what you change in the past, it will actually work itself out and find its way back to where they are. So, and maybe for the first time, it will give her, Olivia especially, that type of peace and relief of knowing that regardless of if she would have never agreed to rig the election with defiance, that she would actually be in the same position because she holds such a heavy burden for that. And so I'm like,
It'll be like,
I wonder if he'll just circle back and they can go through all this, maybe different outcome, so-and-so's with them, but bam, this is where they're at.
Yeah.
This is where they're at.
I mean, to that point, then will that change her motives going forward? If she knows, like, hey, would it turn out the same way anyway, then, you know, F it, what do I do now? Would she still try and go back to the Oval? I mean, I don't know. That's a really good theory.
Yeah.
Hopefully get rid of Fitz.
Both of
That's
them.
my only thing.
I'm going to need you to calm that Fitz slander. Okay? That's my vote.
I know, whatever. It's just me. No, I'm cool. I'm cool with being negative Team Fitz. Hope someone out there is with me.
That's
'cause
fine.
Yeah,
I'm
let us
Team
know.
Fitz.
If you're negative Team Fitz,
was.
live chat, please let us know. Just say negative Team Fitz.
Let us know, because I don't
NTF.
Yeah.
Hashtag NTF for us, okay?
We also really want to know what you guys think about next week's episode, what's going to happen.
Yeah.
It will be a very special one. It will be Scandal's 100th episode, which I know we kind of all thought it was kind of hard to believe that it would be the 100th one already.
Yes.
But it is, and I mean, I know I speak for myself, but I know you all can echo the sentiment that what would our lives be without Scandal?
Yes.
Like, for real. TGIT. Guys killed it with that one.
Yeah.
Well,
And we may or may not have a very special surprise for you guys next week, so make sure you tune in.
it's a celebration, we'll say that.
It's a celebration, so that deserves a little fanfare, and you know, we'll be seeing flashbacks and alternate realities of what could have been, and maybe you'll see something that could be here.
Yeah.
We'll see.
No flashback.
Do you have a prediction, Parris?
Oh, not really. I'm gonna take it really simple because you guys have really great ones. I'm gonna be really simple and say I think this whole Huck situation made Quinn realize that he really is what's important to her, and Charlie's just out. So I think Charlie's out. Yeah. I really think so. I think even Charlie realized. I think he will excuse himself because he realizes it's done. I'm gonna stick with the relationships. As much I wasn't a Fitz and Olivia hater, but I just thought that she shouldn't be with anyone. But from this thing, I realized that he is the only one that speaks to her. He really is the only one that, she's so stubborn, and he really speaks to her heart and her soul. So I actually am back to like Fitz and Olivia. I think yes. I think they work so well for each other. So that's all I am.
I don't hate Fitz. I don't want to see him shot and put in a car and pushed off the cliff like Ryan, but you know, I am O-Laker.
Yeah.
I am an O-Laker. Something though from our live chat. I'm sorry.
Are we gonna end
like,
on a
yeah,
funny
we
note?
know.
I'm
But
here
it's
for
just
it.
like there are some NTFs.
Thank you,
There
because
are some
he's
NTFs.
the worst.
There's-
Wow, there's a lot.
There's
There's a lot.
some not Team Jake also.
I'm also on that team.
And that made me I was about to tell you something that somebody said, Clarence in the chat. This is interesting. He said that he thinks that Quinn and Huck will be married next week. So you said Olivia because of the you said Olivia and Fitz may be married.
Oh
That's
no,
what-
I was
I
saying
thought
that there
that.
was like a
She has
really
a
quick snippet of
tiara.
her putting a tiara on her
I
head.
thought
I
it
was
was
like, what the
Liv.
hell?
I didn't realize
Yeah,
it
that was
Quinn. I
that
thought
was
it
Quinn that had the
Yeah.
tiara. So that could be. I didn't know why. I was like, is she gonna become a queen or a princess? You know. So I didn't know what it could be. Going back to the debutante ball, I don't know.
Or
Maybe
just
not.
a really
Or
extra
Quinn was in a
wedding.
relationship before she was this OPA
Oh
Quinn.
yeah, because Defiance
So,
is like she was a
that's
part of that
way
whole Defiance plot, wasn't she?
No, that's before
no.
Quinn.
No, you're
Yeah,
right.
because Quinn was there episode 1, season 1.
You're right.
So she might be doing her own like being a normal person thing.
Interesting.
We don't know.
That remains to be seen.
Fascinating.
What did you do?
Yeah, let's hear what you gotta say.
I kind of piggybacked off of Jessica's prediction, but
Yeah.
No.
Okay,
I'll
all right.
dodge that one this time.
Thank
So
you all
much
for
good
being
stuff.
non-Team Fitz because he is the
No,
worst.
I need. Can y'all just put in there?
Yeah, I'm
Team
surprised.
O-Lake. I want to know my team of Lakers because I am by myself on this panel with these are Lakers.
Show Jessica some love in the live
Please,
chat.
I just
Sorry, I left that scene with Fitz. He was just so sweet.
Sorry.
Speaking of the live chat, again, thank you guys so much for joining us in there. You guys keep it lit every week.
Yes.
We see you, we hear you, we appreciate you, and continue to sound off even after the live chat's gone. We can still read those comments later. And be sure to subscribe to AfterBuzz TV, like us on Facebook, download our podcast on iTunes. There are so many different ways you can continue to connect with us, as well as on social media.
Right.
So, where can we find you, Jessica?
Okay, well, you can find me. Oh, y'all.
I don't know why we all went.
You at the door. Like, it's my turn.
We all went.
I'm waiting on you at the
All right now. They can find me on Twitter at Miss Jessica WW and on Instagram at Miss Jessica Williams. See you next week.
You guys can find me on Snapchat and Instagram, and I think I'm gonna start a Twitter.
Praise God.
Yeah.
So at Parris
Wishful
Rose,
thinking.
Won't he do it?
I might start it and not use it, but I'll start it. Yeah.
It's gonna be like a bot account.
It
with
is,
the
right?
egg.
Right.
And I'm Ryann Graham. You can find me on Twitter at Ryan with 2 N's Graham, and definitely hashtag me non-fits, whatever it is. Whatever the hashtag is. I can't remember. NF, not fits.
Yeah.
Hashtag me that
NF.
because I want to hear it.
And you can find me on Dean Fitz on Instagram, Twitter, at Christine Bean. Loved having you guys this week. We love having the show. And like I said, look out for next week. It'll be a special line. We're celebrating 100 episodes of Scandal, the show that we know and love.
Yes.
So take
Day
care.
one.
Have a good night. Stay safe. And
Cheers.
Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.